Where is it's not doing anything. Did the countdown happen? I don't see it.
Yeah, the countdown happened. It says live recording now in the top corner.
I it did. Okay, I know this is going, Greta, today, this is going to make some people feel really uncomfortable because I think a lot of business owners have been sold a fantasy. And we know that because everyone who comes to us says the same exact thing. It's like, okay, if I just create a $27, $47, $97 offer, also known as LTO, low ticket offer, they're going to wake up and have hundreds of sales every day. The reality for most business owners is that low ticket offers are not what's making the money themselves. They're part of a much bigger strategy, which you don't know about unless you're in those coaching businesses or in those communities like we are, right? Everybody online is telling you to build a $27 offer, a $47 workshop, a $97 course. And somehow you're supposed to wake up to all of these amazing Stripe notifications while you sleep. That sounds awesome. If that
No,
was the case,
I'm totally gonna do that
right?
tomorrow.
Right? I'm totally gonna do that. And if that was the case, do we not think that like Russell Brunson would just leave it alone, like leave his
Or like
offers alone? I'm
everybody
like,
would
right,
just be doing it and being
yeah,
successful. We would all be millionaires, clearly.
exactly. Like, don't you think like everybody wants that lifestyle? Like, why wouldn't these people want that same lifestyle? So think to yourself why that isn't happening to you right now, if it's not happening to you in your business. But here's the problem. It's because those low ticket offers aren't what makes a business profitable, right? You guys think that little Target, like that Target section at the front where you buy the little $5 items and the little $7 items at the front is what makes the Target profitable? No, right? Um, so yes, while you're seeing all these people posting their revenue things and saying like it's because of my LTO, my low ticket offer, nobody really wants to show you what they actually had to do to get there, right? And then nobody talks about all the other things like the software. Like if you guys went right now and audited everything in your business, like how much you pay for your software, how much you're paying Stripe themselves and all those processing fees, the support, your team, like revenue is not like you're probably gonna be like, oh, I'd actually be negative da 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 for every $27 offer I sold, even if you sold like 10 an hour. But profit is what pays your bills, and we're gonna dive into that today.
Yeah. And before everybody jumps into the comments and is like, Greta, you run my low ticket offer, or like, Greta, you've talked about low ticket offers before. You and Judy talked about how they work. We're not saying that low ticket offers don't work. We actually love low ticket offers. We leverage them for almost all of our clients. But what we think most people misunderstand is what they're actually designed to do. A low ticket offer is not a business model. It's a customer acquisition strategy, and its job is solely to turn strangers into buyers. So, what happens after that determines whether your business makes money or not. And that's where we see most people get stuck.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking, like, right now, if you're on here and you're like, I don't believe you, Judy and Greta, I don't believe you guys at all. Think about something that you've bought maybe in the last 3 months, 6 months. It was probably something where it was like, oh, if you come in for this deal on maybe like a facial, like a $49 facial, right? They're going to upsell you into something else, like a lash lift or maybe something like a massage or a foot massage or a lymphatic massage or something like that, right? Think about something that you've experienced because likely it's the same thing. Every business is the same. Like what Russell preaches, where it's like everything is a funnel, everything is literally a funnel. And so this low ticket offer is just the beginning of that funnel. So when does it actually become more profitable? In our experience, before it becomes more profitable, there's a lot of work that has to be done in order for this to be true, a lot of other things. And if you're missing one of the things that we're about to share with you, it's going to make it really hard for these numbers to work for you. So today, it's going to be a really big reality check, and you're going to want to come back to this episode, whether you have a team, and maybe you're going to want to send this to your team. If like they're doing any tech within your business or they're doing any marketing for you, and I mean social media marketing, posting, anything like that in your business, you're probably going to want to watch this. But by the way, all of our VAs, all of our marketing VAs watch like all of our episodes.
Hi, guys. By the way, hi, welcome to Unfiltered. I'm Greta, founder of Bringing Simplicity, and this is Judy, our CEO. Together, we have grown multiple businesses from 0 to 7 figures, and we come here live, usually once a week. We've had a little bit of a hiatus to talk to you unfiltered about what we're seeing, what we're experiencing, what we're learning in the programs that we pay, 6 figures a year to be a part of. So Judy, let's jump into the first thing that that makes a low ticket offer successful.
Yes. So we think this is obvious, but obviously we've worked in this, for this industry for about 2 decades now. So before we go into the pillar, or the first thing that needs to be done, ask yourself what happens after somebody buys, right? And if the answer is nothing, like literally nothing, then you probably don't have a business. You might have some revenue, right? But then it just stops there. And so revenue and profit are 2 very different things. And think about how much work you had to do to get that one sale. A lot of work. So although a $27 sale is like, ooh, I got that Stripe sale, like so exciting, until you realized it's like, oh, how much did that actually cost me? And how much am I paying my team? And how much am I paying all of these other systems? So your first offer should never be your last offer, right? If somebody buys a $27 masterclass, a $27 guide, workbook, whatever that is, there should be a next logical step, right? So your first sale creates the relationship. Remember, we're dating. We're always dating, right? We're dating. This is a little funnel. The second sale creates the profit. And so maybe for you, and it could be a mid-ticket. It could be a low ticket offer to a mid ticket to a high ticket. Some people go straight to, sometimes we go straight to high ticket. But it can be a group program. It could be coaching. It could be, group coaching, one-on-one coaching, a done for you service. It could be a mastermind, an event, a recurring membership. The first purchase opens the door. It's like the handshake to build the foundation, right? So you want to over deliver. We always talk about like over delivering, letting them know who you are, and then letting them know all the other things that you can do for them, because likely they're looking for another solution in whatever it is that they need, right? They're always looking for something else. If somebody's coming in for a facial, they don't just need a facial, right? They probably need other things as well. They probably have other challenges. So if you don't know what else they need, or if they don't know what you offer,
I'm just thinking like, yeah, they're in there doing your face and they're like, God, that mustache needs to be waxed.
right? You need some waxing going on. Teeth whitening,
an upsell, but
right? Exactly. Like whatever it is, you're gonna need that. And yeah, like just the other day, my laser hair person was like, "Hey, I'm offering this new service, by the way." But like, I would never know that if she didn't say that. Like, I'm not going and searching, but like, yeah, maybe I'll consider that. And so then you're building your back into the business. So people don't really want to go to multiple people. They really would like to only go to one place, one person, right? To handle all of the things. And so the second purchase is what the second and third purchase, and even, what we talk about lifetime value in other episodes that we've talked about, but all the other purchases after that is what is actually going to create you profit, which is why Greta teaches our team and teaches our marketing VAs so much into like, what's the time in pipeline? When are they buying that upsell? How long does it usually take for them to buy that upsell and ascend into those other programs? So we know, okay, once you get this $27 offer, within 62 days, they're likely going to buy one of those, which means you're going to recoup whatever marketing spend, whether it's your team and you're doing it organically or whatever. Because if not, you're going to constantly be chasing volume, and that becomes extremely exhausting. And that's why, you guys, most coaching businesses, you're like, where did that person go? Like, where did they go? And it's because they didn't focus on what we're sharing today.
For sure. I think the one piece I want to emphasize as somebody who has their degree in social work, has spent a lot of time studying like the way people think, is that when somebody buys from you, it literally like is a psychological shift in their mind. As long as you deliver a high quality like something with that $27, it builds trust. So the low ticket offer is typically not designed to make money, and we do want it to be extremely high quality. It is designed to ultimately acquire buyers who have a ton of trust in you. And you also have the data of, are they even consuming the thing that you gave them? If not, you may change what your mid ticket or your high ticket is. You may think you can do a coaching program, but you realize nobody actually opens any coaching programs that you have. And so you need to do something that has more of a high touch. So I just want to emphasize that, like, what happens next after that first purchase is everything. The first purchase isn't the finish line, it's the beginning of the relationship. And we need you guys to see that.
Yeah, for sure.
My stinging at us.
Oh, technology. Love it. Probably our marketing VAs working in the background giving us updates.
Well, probably.
That's probably what's happening. But I want to emphasize, because Greta, we say this a lot, and I feel like this also holds true here. And you guys have heard this quote before. My hair is being all crazy, but you guys have heard this quote before. But like, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So you're not just gonna, like, if you're building a friendship with somebody, or if you're like hiring a team, like somebody for your team, right? Like, you're not just like, that's like saying like, oh, hi, here's all your logins on the first day, and then like you just disappear and you're like, that's it, good luck. It's like you just start dating somebody and you're like, okay, we're dating now, and like you never like text them, call them, or anything ever again. Like, but like you're in a relationship with them, right? Like, they have agreed to be in a relationship with you. They want to be in a relationship with you, some sort of relationship with you, and you need to give them the opportunity to. So here's where most people, I don't know if trouble is the right word, but here's where most people get stuck, I feel like, because their margins are so small. And so you can run a really good business and be lean.
Judy, how do you know that?
Yeah, how do I know that? Well, well, like Greta said, we have built multiple 7-figure businesses in under a year in coaching.
With teams like 5 and under.
Yeah, with teams 5 and under. So you really need what everybody says, where you need those A players, but you can hire B and C players to do certain things. So your A players can have the capacity to do what they do best, right? And as long as everybody knows how to work together, it's like anything in a relationship, right? Like, and if you don't start treating, okay, y'all, if you really, really, really want to build a business and you don't start treating it like a machine that it can be, and you're just starting to plug and play, and you're hiring these random marketing VAs over here, and then you're hiring this person because you're like, oh, I think my website needs to be redone. We built these businesses on one landing page, no website, okay? No website. You cannot find these people's websites, these clients that we have helped, okay? In fact, the ones who have websites make it worse for us. We'd rather them not have a website. We'd rather you not have a website. And we've done it. Obviously, with ads, you can do it a lot quicker, but you can build a very good organic business doing this with marketing VAs and have multiple 6-figure business and be very profitable if you just know how to hire. And really, all you need is like sales, right? And generally, that's you as a coach. You can be damn good at sales. Then you need operations. And what I mean by operations is that is your admin, but also like your tech operations, right? You need somebody very, very strong in automations in order to help you. And then you need marketing. And marketing is organic marketing. Like, you don't actually need ads right away. If you have the money to do ads, do it. You can start with ads right away, but you do not have to, as long as you have a good marketing VA.
Judy, I know that anybody who's listening here is like, wait, aren't you guys an ad agency? And Judy's literally saying you don't need ads.
This is
the conversations that we have with people who come to us and say, we want to run ads. And we're like, awesome. Who's going to be responding to your DMs? Who's going to be responding to individuals who are locked out of the $27 offer and need a password reset? Because the last thing we want to do is flood your business with people who you can't respond to. Yeah. And anybody who thinks like, no, I can handle it, 3 months in is like, yeah, I totally underestimated like the volume that would come from ads. So obviously we are totally pro ads. with a huge asterisk of you have to have the right team supporting you, and no, they don't have to do everything, but they should be taking the things off your plate that are not a good use of your time.
100%. And we actually had this with a client who came to us, Greta, and like he actually had to, because he launched without having somebody respond to this, or like without having delivery ready to go. He had to refund like 95% of all of his sales, and he had sold 6 figures because he had a very strong organic like presence online. And so if like we're protecting you.
Yeah.
It's really protecting you, right, Greta? Okay. And if you're the one who's doing this, all like Greta just said, responding to all the DMs, updating, like you're like, oh, I got it. I've been doing it. Awesome. What's going to happen when that is times 100, times 1,000? Do you think that you can do it and show up and continue to record that content?
You're getting Stripe notifications in your sleep, but somebody has to respond to the people who are buying those.
And then those people are like, I didn't get my product. I didn't get the offer. I don't see my email. I don't see my login. I don't see all the things. Do you really want to be doing that? Probably not.
You're going to be out of your zone of genius then. And then that is going to impact the next piece that we're going to talk about, is what a lot of business owners overlook is that they then start focusing on those little details. And then they think, I need to hire a giant marketing department. But the reality is they're really far away from their data. They don't understand it. So they have no idea how long it takes from somebody getting to know you to buying. They have zero consistency in their posting on social media because they're constantly putting out fires of people who can't find their password or typed Gmail instead of Gmail. It happens so much more than you guys could even know.
Yeah, or .con or like
.com, right? And so the bottom line is, when you take on those things, you become the bottleneck. You remove consistency from your day-to-day. You're not doing your reach outs anymore, right? You're not getting on sales calls. You're not sending the DMs. You're not building relationships because you're micromanaging all of these quote unquote $27 sales. And so I know, I laugh a little bit because we like talked through this beforehand, of like people wait until they're overwhelmed before hiring. Hello, that's me. Like Judy hands off all of her stuff. I constantly talk to my husband. I'm like, Judy's like going to work out and I have to work for the next 3 hours. He's like, yeah, you should learn from Judy. Excuse me, dogs. Right? And so it's like, you have to recognize that that's backwards. You hire before you're drowning so that you can continue growing, so that you can hire the ad agency, so that you can launch ad campaigns that will accelerate your growth. Because if you cannot get yourself out of those little minute tasks, you will never build a business. You will continue to build a hobby that is sucking you dry of everything, of what your life, your time, your money, all of it. The dog's barking really my concentration.
I don't even know where we are. I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna go into yeah, and that's where it goes back to Greta, like we said, like you're protecting your investment, right? Like it's like you're investing to protect your investment, to protect your energy, like Greta said, like you're not in your zone of genius. And so when you can think about it, and you know this deep down as a business owner, you just don't want to admit it, really, but like
it's really effing hard, Judy. Not everybody is like you.
I know it's not, everybody's not like me where they're like okay with hiring mid people. That's what
we're recognizing that like you sitting down to do the SOP really is worth it. And like I recently did a post on social media about how I was reading posts from 3 years ago that were so cringe because I was talking about SOPs, and I was like, as I had a list of 7 SOPs I needed to film, and I was just like, nobody actually wants to do it until they realize it means you get to go to the spa and the gym. And like, that's why it's nice to have a business partner who like lives and dies by SOPs, because she's like, yeah, peace out. Like I gave the team what they needed to do. And like, I'm going to get a facial. And I'm like,
You're like, what do you mean? Uh, exactly, right? And not only about that, like some of you, so, okay, you have to find out what drives you before you protect your investment. I do say that, like what drives you. And so like maybe for you, Greta, it might be like our clients are taken care of when I am not in the business. So like
Yes.
for you, it's going to be clients. For me, it's going to be team. Like the team knows exactly what they need to do. And it's not necessarily like, oh, like I love SOPs so much. Like, oh my goodness, like I love them. But I love them for what they do for others. So figure out what that is for you. And ultimately you're going to benefit. No one is like, no one is like, oh, because of an SOP, like my life is worse. You know what I mean? Like it's like my life is way worse because I have this SOP. That would be really weird. Think if like cars didn't have books like to go with them, or like what a check engine light meant, or like what this meant, or like you know what I mean? Like think of how many calls they would be getting every day of like, what does this mean to my car?
Right.
But then that allows you to stay consistent with content because you know everybody on here knows if they are a coach, specifically a business coach, if you are not doing content, your business is going to fail. Like it's going to fail, right? And so when somebody else can own those other processes around that, you're going to be able to create content and stay in your zone of genius. Your launches are going to be so much smoother because someone's coordinating the moving pieces. I don't know how many times like our coaches come to us and are like, oh my goodness, I did not realize like all of this was happening in the back end. Even little things as simple as when they're on a masterclass, our marketing VAs are in the comments dropping things. They're taking screenshots of amazing things that people are saying so we can use them for testimonials later. Like think about if you no longer have to do that and you can be completely present with your people while you're on those Zoom calls, right? And then of course, focusing on sales. And so we've seen this move a lot faster when people end up working with us. So they're like, Judy and Greta, what's different about you and your marketing agency? One, we have a training system for all of our VAs. So all of our marketing VAs, they follow the same training system and they get up to speed within like days. Like, and if they're not the right marketing VA, you'll know within multiple days. Like we actually have a system where we hire multiple marketing VAs at a time. And we actually teach our clients how to do that. And sometimes we'll hire for them. It just depends on what they need help with. And it's a process that I've developed by doing over 2,000 interviews in my entire lifetime. I know, crazy. And hiring and training hundreds of VAs. And those VAs are still working for our clients till this day, doing different things, doing fulfillment, doing marketing, because once they know marketing, they can transition into other areas because they can then teach. What's great about ours and like what's different about what we do too is that we make sure that the team has the culture and the mindset to help new VAs as they come on. So they're always training another VA so that way they can level up. That's the main thing that people want. Not only do they want to perform a job well for you, but they want to know that they're taken care of. Similar, by the way, you guys, to your clients, to your leads who come to you. They also want to know. So if you are not treating your team like you are treating your sales pipeline, you're doing it wrong.
Love that. So I just want to like nail home that ultimately your marketing is going to get you leads, and your low ticket offer is a great way to do that, where you're recouping some of what you're putting out, but it's not meant to be the full profit. Your VA is ultimately who makes sure that lead doesn't disappear by providing them with the answers or the things that they need, and by making it so you can stay consistent and show up as your best self as the as the coach, right? So your low ticket offer will stop being a one-time transaction and start becoming the front door to a real business that you are operating from your zone of genius instead of consistently putting out fires and running around like a chicken with your head cut off. Which, like, now that I like have seen chickens with heads cut off, it's like, that's such a morbid saying. What's a better one?
I don't like it. I don't know.
But people talk about that all the time, Judy.
I know.
Like they kill two birds with one stone, but I feed two birds with one palm.
I know. We need to ask ChatGPT what's a better way to say that. So instead of asking, How do I sell more of this low ticket offer that I have, right? Start asking yourself, what happens after somebody buys? How can I get them to buy the next thing? Why are they not buying the next thing if I do have the next thing to buy? Because that's where your profit is. That's where you're going to be able to sleep nicely when those Stripe notifications come in at night. When your front end of your business gets all of the attention from you, right? That's from you, but you remember you need your back end, right? All of the systems that we just talked about. That is what's going to create you freedom and profitability in your business. So if you're thinking about scaling your offer, my guess is you came here to learn about ads. We're sorry to disappoint you that this was not specifically about ads, but it's going to get you ready for ads someday. But you're going to want to make sure your customer journey is ready first. And that's the foundation. That's where we start. And that's where, like, you need the systems, the tech, the ops, and you need the team to scale. And so this is what we help our clients do and build every day at Bringing Simplicity. So if you want more conversations about marketing, systems, operations, leadership, and scaling profitably, I don't know why I like said that like so weird. Subscribe and let us know in the comments, like, what is your biggest challenge with hiring your team or marketing, or maybe even with any of your offers. And we'll add it into the pipeline of things to talk about. So we'll see you in the next episode.